There we go. Now I've got Lucy full screen, but my bandwidth is really suffering here. See how it's stopping? But that's a good thing. I mean, this is kind of showing you the realities of YouTube and the realities of streaming. All right, to get out of full screen, I press the escape key on my keyboard. So I'm going to press escape on my keyboard right now. There we go. Now we're back down again. So you can use these buttons anytime during the playback of this video. You can use this. Now let's look underneath it just a little bit here. The first thing is you're going to notice that right underneath it, it will show you the name of the video and also the name of the person that put it up here. There is a small button that you can click to expand out what is called the description. Now this person hasn't written a very long description, but sometimes people will write fairly long descriptions about what they're seeing down here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pop this back up again. You'll also notice over here it says views, so this video has been viewed 228,672 times. And if I click on this little drop down, it will sometimes, yeah, it kind of shows you the actual statistics. This is kind of interesting, isn't it? It kind of shows you when this first came on, and then this is a graph of how more and more people watched it over time. Okay, so it's just kind of some statistics that you can pull up about each video. And of course this is important to the people that put them up there just to see how many people are actually viewing them. Okay, I'm going to collapse that. Now the rest of the stuff that's underneath here, you actually have to have an account to use. Okay, the like, the no like, the adding a comment, the save to a playlist or save to a favorites, and then the sharing part. And we'll talk about this once we get logged in here in just a second. Okay. Now let me mention over here on the right what you're looking at. Whenever a video comes up and starts playing, over on the right hand side you will see suggestions. Now something very important to understand. These suggestions are not from the person that put this video up. These suggestions are from YouTube. And YouTube has a very complicated algorithm, a real complicated method they use to figure out what videos to put over here. A lot of times they try to match keywords with the video you're watching to other videos that are here. There's all kinds of things that they do. I had somebody the other day that watched one of our videos, and I don't know if you're watching right now, but I had somebody just drop me an email to say they watched one of our videos, but they were kind of bothered because over on the right hand side in the suggestions there was sort of a suggestive looking video over here. And of course my response to them was that I have no control over what shows up over here. So very well could be that I'm sure you're watching a video on how to set your screen resolution, and over here they're showing some kind of lewd video about some joke or something. I don't know what for sure, but anyway, you have to be aware of that. And we're all adults here, so you all realize that if there's something that's not very tasteful, then you just don't go look at it, kind of thing. So okay, so now this is basically then how you watch a video. Okay, now let's do this. Let's talk next about actually setting up an account. I'm looking over at my messages. It says Wayne saying playing the video smoothly, is that affected by processor and or RAM on your computer? Really good question from Wayne, and the answer is yes. This video that's playing right now, you can see again there it's stopped right now. Even though your internet connection is the most important thing that determines whether this is going to look good or not and whether it's going to be smooth or not, certainly if you have an older computer, the speed of your brain, of your CPU, of your processor can affect how the video plays. The amount of RAM you have can affect that. Although the biggest culprit again is going to be your internet connection and your bandwidth. So that's probably the biggest thing. Okay, now let's talk about setting up an account. Okay, we've looked about how we can search for videos here, but let's talk about actually setting up an account. In the upper right hand corner of your screen, you're going to notice that there's a sign in link and there's a create account link. I'm going to go ahead and click on the create account, and hopefully that'll take us over here. Okay, now accounts are free, when of course that means that you don't pay anything. Of course they again make all their money through advertising. Now I'm going to pop over here, and you can see that basically to set up an account, first thing you do is you can choose a username. So I could be Uncle Billy Joe Bob, and you choose your location. I type in my postal code here. I can type in my date of birth, and yes, you can fake your date of birth, but just remember what your fake birthday is. I always tell people, and I'm going to type in my honest to God birthday because gosh, I don't care. I'm going to tell them I am a male tonight. It's a good thing. Then it says let others find my channel on YouTube if they have my email address. You know, if you set up a channel and if somebody else does have your email address, it just simply means that they can view your channel. And that's probably not a bad thing, although if you don't want them to, you can uncheck mark that too. And then, of course, they ask if you want to receive promotional things about YouTube. I don't think so. I'm not going to do that. And then, of course, you very carefully read through the licensing agreement. There we go. We've read that nicely, I would say. And then we click on I accept. How about that? Uncle Billy Joe Bob was not taken. Okay. Now, on the second screen, and this will be the last screen that you actually have to fill out. Okay. Basically, on this screen, you have a choice. If you already have a Google email account, then you can simply put in your Google account address and your Google account password. This is probably the simplest things to do if you have a Google account. Basically, Google and YouTube have joined. I told you that already. And your Google account, in essence, and YouTube account then become connected. And it makes things a little bit easier. On the other hand, if you don't have a Google account, and this is where you put your email address in. So if I had an email of unclebillyjoe@shf.org, and then I type in a password here, and I type in a password here. Okay. Web history, I'm not going to get into that tonight, but the bottom line is that it allows YouTube to track what videos you've gone to, what videos you've looked at, and it kind of pulls up suggestions to you according to that. And that's your choice whether you want to have that check marked or not. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck it. And then, of course, we have this stupid word verification thing. You know, this is where you basically have to type in these letters, and of course we never can read these stupid letters. If you do click on the accessibility icon here, they will read you this text. Be aware that they will read it with a voice that has a lot of noise in the background, so that voice recognition programs can't do this. So here's the deal: they do this because they don't want some computer to come along and set up 10,000 YouTube accounts and then spam them. Okay, so basically we would type this in, I have no idea, CIATIOMO, I think. I don't know. Now, I'm not going to do this because I really don't want to send Uncle Billy Joe up here, but if I click on create my new account, the next thing that will happen is you will get a verification email. In essence, it will just be an email message that says, hey, thank you for signing up for YouTube. Click on this link inside the email to verify that you're a real person. And when you click on it, then it will confirm you as being a YouTube member. And that's all you have to do. So those two screens are all you have to do there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to YouTube's top page. I didn't actually finish this because I don't want to. I'm going to click on the YouTube logo, go back up to their top page again, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in using another account that I have. So I'm going to click on sign in.